Littleton News first at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, an Eastern Kentucky nonprofit is giving back to flood victims in its community. Kane Kitchen in Whitesburg is serving hot meals to those impacted by the flooding. Those with the organization tell us they served their first meal at noon on Thursday, July 28th, as the flooding was still ongoing. The organization serves hot meals 3 times a day.
Our intent is to be welcoming and to be open and to be available to any in our community who show up here.
Those with Kane Kitchen say they will continue to provide the free meals until they feel the need is met. A lot of help has been offered to those affected by the flooding, and now the Richmond Police Department is doing what they can. Police Chief Rodney Richardson says that some of his officers took supplies down to areas that needed it most. The donations have been coming in from everywhere in the city of Richmond, and the department even donated something themselves. One of their police cruisers is now being used by hazard police officers to make patrols.
It takes a team to be successful, and we live in a great state, and Kentucky really works together to help people out, and we've seen that time and time again.
Some officers are trying to organize another trip to the mountains in the coming weeks because they say the biggest need right now is people willing to help.
Well, many of us dry on this Tuesday afternoon. However, some showers already falling in some parts of the mountains. Starting out in southern Kentucky out toward London Corbin Airport. Upper 70s to near 80 outside right now. You see some of those clouds trying to bubble up into showers and storms. But for the most part, the sun is still out, though it is a mostly cloudy sky. That's not the case here at WYMT. Out front, we've got showers in place, the dark clouds, as we continue to see some showers building up. Temperatures anywhere from the low 70s, where we have started to see those showers, to the middle and upper 70s to near 80 in areas that have seen a little bit more sunshine today. We've got lower dew points than yesterday by a touch. Low to mid 60s out there. Pinpoint Doppler for many of us is dry, but we zoom into the central portion of the region just south of downtown Hazard, seeing some showers. Same thing just east of downtown Beattyville. One just moved to the east of downtown Jackson, and we've got more there in northern parts of Leslie County, into Owsley County as well. Everything here is very slowly scooting off to the east. The main area of rainfall well out to our west, but we'll be keeping an eye on things through the evening. So keep that WYMT weather app handy. We'll be watching plenty of cloud cover as we head into the day tomorrow. And eventually, tonight, we'll cool back down into the 60s. But more rain is on the way before the week is out. Details on that coming up in just a few. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. At the state capitol this morning, the Interim Joint Committee on Education met to discuss the importance of mental health. Julia Sandor was at the meeting and shares how a mental health initiative might affect those in the classroom.
A big topic for the committee today was the Student Mental Health Initiative. Students from all over Kentucky came together to research and propose ideas to help make a change. Julia Eady is a recent high school graduate with goals of working in public policy and education. This meeting was a big step for Julia and her fellow classmates to end the stigma surrounding mental health.
We want to give students access to mental health resources. I am really passionate about suicide prevention and getting them access to clinicians. I know that as a student I really struggled with my mental health and I didn't really know where to go.
The Student Mental Health Initiative gave different recommendations to the committee members. Some examples include requiring updated evidence-informed mental health curriculum and 6 excused mental health absences. And some committee members had questions.
How do you prevent abuse of that? How do you authenticate that the people aren't taking advantage of that?
But students in Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman have research and answers.
Our students continue to evolve with this as the pandemic evolves, as our resources and solutions evolve. So I think it's really important that we revisit this work. To us, this is the first step.
Committee members say they will consider the recommendations this upcoming legislative session.
This group has really opened up, like, this is what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about helping others. I'm passionate about helping students. I'm passionate about giving people a voice and advocating for them.
The students say this is just the beginning. They still have a long way to go before they have a stigma-free environment surrounding mental health. In Frankfort, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
Lieutenant Governor Coleman says her student advisors went through national and medical recommendations before coming up with this proposal. They're hoping they can work together with the committee to use the future mental health funding in the right way. Multiple people were shot in a Memphis, Tennessee neighborhood overnight. Police converged on Methodist North Hospital early Tuesday, where sources say at least 7 gunshot victims were being treated in the emergency room. The hospital was put on lockdown as officers secured the area. Police discovered a bullet-riddled car outside the hospital along Covington Pike. A few miles from the hospital, police also found an AR-15 style rifle on the ground at a gas station near the corner of Raleigh-LaGrange Road and Sycamore View Road. At this point, officers have not confirmed whether the 2 crime scenes are related. Several media outlets, including CBS News, have petitioned the court to unseal the affidavit which was used as justification for the FBI search of former President Donald Trump's home. A judge has set a hearing for Thursday afternoon to hear the case, but Trump wants it done sooner. CBS's Skylar Henry has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Former President Donald Trump wants to see the affidavit used to authorize a search warrant for his Florida home. I call for the immediate release of the completely unredacted affidavit pertaining to this horrible and shocking break-in. The Department of Justice is fighting to keep the affidavit sealed. In court documents filed late Monday, prosecutors argued that making the affidavit public would cause significant and irreparable damage. The DOJ also says it would serve as a roadmap to the government's ongoing investigation and chill future cooperation by witnesses. Anger from Trump supporters over the search has led to a rise in threats against federal law enforcement. The FBI isn't taking those threats lightly, increasing security outside of the headquarters here in Washington. Authorities arrested 46-year-old Adam B., saying the Pennsylvania man threatened to kill FBI agents. Writing on the far-right social media site Gab, Bees allegedly said, "You've declared war on us, and now it's open season on you." He's been charged with 1 count of threatening law enforcement. This follows an Ohio man who was killed last week after attempting to breach the FBI office in Cincinnati. An FBI and DHS joint bulletin issued last week noted calls for civil war and armed rebellion in online posts. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The FBI agent investigating Adam Beese's online posts alleges Beese wrote that he had accepted what he believed was an inevitable outcome, that he would die at the hands of the FBI. The affidavit says Beese wrote, quote, "My only goal is to kill more of them before I drop. I will not spend 1 second of my life in their custody." Beese has another court appearance Thursday. First Lady Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. The White House says in a statement she started to show cold-like symptoms Monday night. Although she tested negative on a rapid test, a second PCR test came back positive. Biden is fully vaccinated and double boosted. She will be taking Paxlovid and is isolating from her staff and others for at least 5 days. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Tuesday. The Dow closes up today more than 239 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. Drivers rejoice. The cost of filling up has gone down daily for 2 months, and it appears that trend could continue. AAA reports the national average for a gallon of gas as of Tuesday is just under $3.95. It's lower than that in most places in eastern Kentucky. And the national average is down about a penny from a couple of days ago, but it's noticeably less than the record high of $5.02 for mid-June. Some analysts say many states could see gas prices fall below $3 per gallon by the end of the year. Right now, 28 states have an average price of less than $4 per gallon. Home construction sales are still getting demolished. The U.S. Census Bureau says new builds for July were down 9.6% month over month. They've also fallen just over 8% compared to the previous year. In a separate survey released Monday, home builder confidence in August decreased for the 8th time in as many months. Researchers say supply chain issues and prospective buyers being outpriced of homes have factored into the drop. With the exception of early 2020 during the COVID-19 pandemic, buyer traffic in August hit a low not seen since April 2014. Coming up on First at 4, Russian President Vladimir Putin has some harsh words for the United States over its involvement in the war in Ukraine.
Plus, rain chances continue in the forecast as we head through this week, but it will not rain the whole time. The very latest is coming up next.
It's all in our hands, this life.